I don't, personally, there's no difference, I can't see a difference between the
Where
two.
did that come from?
This right here,
This one you just handed out.
that if you bought it from the auction, you can still wear the old one.
And the problem is, I don't know where the hell
As
they got
opposed
these
to
hats
building
from.
materials, so I'm
What they're trying to say there, so that you know, there's another ball cap that was available for years, it didn't have anything on it, it was just blue. Okay, it looked like a World War II German desert uniform cap, is the way I can best describe it. Had a great big square front on the front, but it didn't have anything on it, it was completely blank. That's the one they're trying to get rid of by saying this. And that's the only way they figured out how to do it, they're gonna get rid of all of them. Because if you're gonna buy a new one, you have to buy the new one that says, it's this one, it's made out of the same heavy material that the user made out of.
right, right.
And you sweat and die with it in the summertime.
And they come in different sizes, it's not one size fits all.
Yes, and they cost $12.50, last time I checked, which is like 3 times what these things are worth. But that's the only cap that's available. So the days of going down to Academy and buying a blue baseball cap and sticking your emblem on it are gone, and that's what that means. That's what they're trying to say there. Okay, now, I can't tell the difference. Seriously, I can't tell the difference between this cap and this cap.
In material you're talking
The
about?
material, I mean, it looks almost the same.
Yeah, the color's a little different.
Color's a little different, but other than that, it looks almost the same. And a lot of people are gonna wear it till they wear it out. So the only, well, you can't do it if you have, if it says this on it,
But
you're
it still
done.
just says US Coast Guard
Yeah,
Auxiliary.
if it says this, you can wear it, it says this stuff, you can't.
You know,
Just try to
Frank,
clean it up.
that scrambled egg thing, that's Coast Guard wide, that is not.
That's right.
Yeah, it's Coast Guard
That
wide.
applies to everyone.
And it's obviously Admiral Pap doesn't like it,
Right.
and as soon as Admiral Pap leaves, I can guarantee you the Coast Guard will bring it back.
Yeah, in fact,
So don't throw away your hats if that's what
yeah, I was gonna say, some people will tell you, don't throw away your hats.
I wouldn't say I can guarantee you, because that might not happen.
It may not happen.
It's
I
something
mean,
new.
even the ones where you've got the emblem embroidered, you know,
Yes.
the office insignia.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna come around and
Change
get annoyed with their heads getting.
Yeah, that's probably gonna come back, but, and that was,
On that slide right at the top, didn't you say a t-shirt had to be US Coast Guard Auxiliary?
Yes,
And that says US Coast Guard, should that change or?
it should,
Uh-huh, somebody did.
it should, good point,
Those are just referring to the type of blue.
because the only one that's available,
I think that's USCG blue.
yeah, it says USCG blue, it's usually on the other one.
Oh, the type of blue, I see.
Yeah, I think it's more.
Okay, I understand.
Let's go switch over to the vessel exams. The vessel examiners, we've seen every kind of uniform you can possibly imagine, including civilian, and that's fine, okay? See, let me tell you what the difference is.
I'm sorry, this
I'm gonna say this for two things. Vessel examinations is one, and the other one is public affair events, okay? There's two places where we have the wrong uniforms most of the time. The whole idea of us wearing this uniform is that we're the good guys. When we do vessel exams on a boat, we don't give them a ticket if they don't pass. We tell them they're gonna get a ticket if they don't fix this problem, okay? So we're good guys. When we go to a public affairs event and we work at a table and we're passing out voting information, if you look down the road next to us, there's two policemen standing in this blue uniform, this uniform, okay? The Coast Guard is standing next to them off their boat in that uniform. Texas Parks and Wildlife has got a blue uniform. The local police department that works on the water's got a blue uniform. They all give out tickets. We don't give out tickets. The people don't understand that. They're looking at this guy that gives them a ticket, they look at us and say, we're wearing the same uniform, why are you giving out a ticket? Okay? This is what we should wear for public affair events. And vessel exams, we shouldn't look like the Coast Guard. We should look like somebody different who's trying to help them. Okay, that's why I don't like an ODU for that uniform. All right? So anyway, here's the choices. You can wear all kinds of stuff. The simplest thing to do for 35 bucks, 35 bucks. Talk about thieves. For 35 bucks, you can wear the polo shirt that says, I are a vessel examiner. Okay? And you can wear one of those hats without an emblem on it, like the device. Okay, that's good enough for a uniform. Now, I don't particularly like to wear,
Ridiculous.
I wear this, for example. I don't like to wear a cap on a big boat, because if you do, when you go down below, you will hit your head. It's a fact. Pat and I lived on our boat for 25 years. If you put your hat on inside and you walk inside, you will walk into a wall, into a bulkhead, into a ceiling, somewhere in the engine room, you will kill yourself with this cap. First thing you do, you take the cap off. So most of the time, I don't even wear it in the first place. But this gives you different outfits that you can wear. What I ask you to do is try to get all of your people to wear the same thing, if they can, or reasonable facsimile of the same thing they're doing in a group. Leslie, is that?
Is there any problem somewhere in the ball cap, somewhere in the bush hat? You know, some people with, you know, skin cancer type problems. with-
Oh, that's-
Tilly,
That's an approved cap.
Sir?
For patrols?
Oh, for boat patrols, yeah.
Yes, that's an approved cap for boat patrol, absolutely.
I mean, one's wearing it and the other ones aren't, is that okay?
No, they should all be the same in the boat.
Not everybody wants to wear the
I know.
chili cap.
What about PLD?
$60 and 30 cents.
Yeah, they're really only worth $10, but it's like,
that's not uniform.
I don't like them.
Now, there's a place you can order the same chili hat unembroidered for $10, and then you can get it embroidered in United States Coast Guard auxiliary. But I've only seen that 2 or 3 places, and I haven't seen it in about a year or so now, so I don't know if it's still available. But if you got
You
a
can get
better
chili
embroidered
cap,
place, I mean, it's the same hat, it's just not embroidered.
you can get
Yes,
those
sir.
that aren't surplus.
Why can't we wear the same one the Coast Guard wears?
Which is what?
$7.50.
That's probably the one I saw, and then you just get it embroidered United States Coast Guard auxiliary.
All they have on it is their rank.
I don't know, I haven't seen that.
Okay, it comes from, the Uniform Distribution Center.
Well, I haven't seen that, I haven't gone through the new manual to see if it's in there or
I
not.
know the manual says you can't wear it, but Coast Guard wears it, so.
Yeah,
I
until we
save
get it in
myself
writing,
money at $7.50.
until we get it in writing, that's what you gotta do.
Who's gonna stop me, the Coast Guard? They're wearing it too.
That's a really good question for Mr. Reynolds when he gets here.
It is a good question.
Because Mr. Reynolds, the sector has always adopted the attitude, especially with the hot weather uniforms, it's like, okay, here's the regulation, and it's 105 degrees out, be smart, okay?
Yeah.
So you always make the command decision on the side of being smart. So Mr. Reynolds, I'm sure will give you the same talk when he gets here this
We have a
week.
couple of public affairs events that we hold in the wilderness,
Mhm.
so for those, we wear ODUs.
It's up- it's-
It's a hike.
Know your environment.
It's up to
Yeah,
you.
it's- I'd
I'm
have
just
to
telling you
say
my
my-
personal opinion. From working all the boat shows, and having all the police up and down on both
Well,
sides wearing the same
A boat
uniform.
show, that's different, but we
It
have,
really is annoying.
we have two, we do at National Wildlife Refuge.
That's fine.
It's wilderness.
There's a time and a place for everything, you gotta use some common sense. But you do need to know the rules, and so do your
Yeah.
members. So use this for a meeting, you can break this up into 2 different sessions, okay, or 3 different sessions. Or you can just bring up a topic and just talk about that topic. It's a great way to do some training in the meeting.
Yeah, one of the things we do is we have a uniform inspection at every meeting. And we'll get, you know, typically we'll have 3 different kinds of uniforms, ODUs, flight suits and props. And get 2 guys up there and basically criticize each other. It's a great way to just educate everybody and keep them on their toes.
Great point, Pat. Let me do something else while we're talking about that. Don't ever bring a member up and embarrass them in front of the flotilla. If they're not in the proper uniform, for God's sake, take them aside and tell them they're not. Don't stand them up in there in front of everybody and say, look, you're an idiot because you got the wrong uniform on.
And my job is always to pick somebody who's got the proper uniform. You might find some little thing wrong, but
And that's
they're
fine.
well dressed and.
But don't just jump on a member and say you're in the wrong uniform out loud in front of everybody else. You were doing it during a training session, that's different.
Yeah.
But not as an individual, okay? Don't embarrass the member on the side.
So you can
Raise
do
in
member
public
trainings before the meeting.
And chastise in private is the best way I can tell you to do that.
You mean I can't wear the white t-shirt that comes up to here with Crocs?
It's already moth-eaten by this time, John. You know?
We have
No
a
bacon
group
bags.
called, we have Coast Guard blue shirts that says Notre Dame on the side.
No, that is a perfect one. That's a perfect one.
When John was younger, man, they called them turtlenecks. Now that he's older like me, they call them turkey necks.
Any Catholic school survivors like me, okay? No, tie or turtleneck every day, right?
Time to break.
I think think we're getting away from, what we're supposed to be
No,
doing.
we were
Yeah.
just fine. This is the kind of response you normally would get at your meetings, because people will start to joke about it. No. The whole point you wanna make is, you gotta be in the proper uniforms, folks. This is a uniform organization. We expect our members to be in a uniform. Okay, we're not emphasizing that, we sure as hell need to do
And
that.
and to add to that, we want the Coast Guard comfortable with working with us.
Yeah.
And they notice our uniforms. And so if we're in a uniform like them, they're comfortable, we don't embarrass them. And so that's the important point,
And
we stress.
you haven't lived until you worked on the base with these guys, and listened to a locker room, for example, talking, did you see what that guy was wearing the other day when he showed up with it? I mean, it's really embarrassing. They are very, very sensitive to uniforms, because they pass inspections very, very periodically. So they're very uniform sensitive. When you walk on a base and you're not in the right uniform, they all recognize it immediately. Okay, we've gotten away from it. We're gonna have a new base at Ellington pretty soon. We're gonna have a lot of activities to be able to work at that base. We have other bases that have let us in, and we've got a real thing going with a couple of the other bases. Our uniforms are becoming very, very important now. Okay, very important.
You wanna have some fun, show up to a C school and look at all the different uniforms you're gonna see.
It's embarrassing.
Oh,
It
wow,
really is.
it's something, it really is.
But they
Okay, are you
also
done?
tell
Yes,
you,
sir.
they also tell you at the C school, they will pull you aside and talk to you about it.
Mhm.
I went to Flotilla Commanders Academy and got sent to the BX to buy items for my uniform to make it proper. And all it was, I don't remember, I guess, I had 2 ribbons that I'd earned in the first 3 years, and I wasn't wearing any ribbons, and the guy running the Flotilla Commanders Academy said, everybody else had at least one. He said, don't you have any ribbons? I said, I've got 2. He said, this evening when we get off, you need to go over to the exchange and buy those 2 ribbons if they got them and get proper uniform. And, to me, I wasn't concerned about the ribbon part, I was more into everything we were doing, but it was that simple, you know, $2.20 got me on the straight and narrow.
This is a cap that they used to sell at the CXs years ago, okay? It's great for a civilian uniform, civilian clothes, not a uniform. I've seen some guys wearing this too. Okay? We're just trying to get it straight. We're a uniform organization, we need to go back to the basics. Okay?
What does uniform mean? What is
That's
it?
right.
Well, I would think, you know, the gold on the blue ball cap is a no-no in the base case,
no.
because that gets confused with the active duty coast.
It's easy to remember, it's silver matches. It just- Okay.
Is there any total?
Pat, do you wanna talk about lunch?
Want to talk about lunch?
Well, I mean, it's lunchtime,
Yes,
isn't it?
it is. Let's break for lunch, and we didn't do any planning, because we figured some people want to go one place, some people want to go another place. So if you go out here and you go back to 146, when you go out of here and you turn left, you make another left on 146, there's all kinds of fast food down there. There's, I'm not sure if you've eaten at that Mexican restaurant across the road. Is it still good? I don't know if they changed.
I haven't eaten there.
But there's a Mexican restaurant across the street.
Subway place across the
A
street.
Subway is on NASA. When you get to NASA and you turn right on NASA, there's a Subway.
There's one up 146 north, is probably closer.
Classic Cafe is back that way on NASA Road, so.
If you go across the 146 bridge, you make a right-hand turn, there's a Chili's, a Target, a Chick-fil-A,
Right.
all that
And then
parking
if you
lot.
go a little bit further down that road on 2094, there's also a nice diner.
So, it's whatever, guys.
Just remember, you want to be back here at 1:30.
1:30.
So you did take plans.
And eat light so you don't fall asleep.
You say that, 'cause I got the
Well,
next session.
really, we're giving you enough time to eat and nap and sit back.
I figured if somebody wants to go further, they can go a little further. An hour's not long.
Pomodoro's on NASA.